Hey eBay and Mercari, today I'm showing you a JVC VCR and DVD recorder combo. This is a model DR-MV150. This has been fully tested. Let's go ahead and turn it on here. We'll load up a disc, we'll load up a tape. We'll show you how it works. Let's see, it's on VCR, so we'll start with the tape.
Maybe a different dialect.
Fast forward while playing. Rewind while playing. Stop it here. Do a high-speed rewind. And stop it again. Do a high-speed fast forward. And we'll go ahead and eject it. Okay, we'll press this button down here, switch over to DVD mode, pop a disc in, Okay. So as you can see and hear there, we got both sides working great. But this has been fully tested, not just the playback functions. Recorded a DVD with it, I've recorded a tape with it, and I've tested all of the inputs and outputs, of which there are many, and we'll talk about that in a second. One peculiar thing on this, if you look at this remote, one thing that was not obvious to me, and you will need the remote to do this, unfortunately, not a lot of buttons down here on this front panel. If you want to switch between the inputs that this thing has, it's this button right here, the aux, the AUX. You might think it's the input. That's what I thought at first, but then I noticed that's actually for, it works as like a universal remote for your TV. If you program it to work with your TV, those buttons are supposed to only work with the TV. So this is what you use to change between the DV, the antenna, and the two RCA inputs that this thing has. So let's go ahead and take a look at those inputs and outputs. Swing down to a better angle here. So first of all, on the front here, we have a DV Firewire input. And I actually just tested that. It works great. We also have standard RCA input. That's RCA or AV2 there. Then take a look at the back here. We have your standard RCA output. That's what I have connected to my little test TV here. We have a first RCA input. That's AV1 right there. We also have a component video out, an S video out, a secondary analog audio out, and 2 digital audio outs, optical and coax. And we also have a coax antenna in and out, as well as an HDMI, which is, you may have noticed, I'm including an HDMI cable with it, as well as a few blank DVDs to get you started. Because I assume that's what most people are probably going to want to do with this, right? You're going to want to record DVDs, probably from your tapes, and you're going to want to connect it to your TV with HDMI. That's what almost everyone, it's almost the only thing anyone has anymore. Well, this also has a nice little modular power cord. So if anything ever happens to this one, you could theoretically buy a new one and replace it almost anywhere, which is nice. So, let's talk about the outputs for a second, because this thing is very unconventional in some ways. First of all, the good thing is that all of these outputs right here, the HDMI and all 3 of those and the 2 digital audios, those will do both DVD and VHS. You don't see that a lot. Even in the DVD recorders, a lot of times the only thing that will actually output the VHS is this. And to be fair, you're not going to get much higher quality out of like the HDMI or the component, because VHS was built for SD signals like this, so it's really just taking that signal and converting it. And even though it does S-video, it's not S-video, the type of S-video that you would get out of a super VHS player either. It's just a conversion of this composite signal over to S-video, as well as composite or a component in HDMI. It's all converted from that composite little yellow signal. But, it's nice to have it all connected with one cable, either way. Just one HDMI cable from this to your TV. Play all of your tapes and DVDs. Convenient. And then the thing that I would not have guessed, which is kind of odd to me, is this here, these coax RF input-output, is not actually for the DVD or the VCR. All this does is pass the signal through and allow you to record what is coming in, right? So let's say you have an old school cable box, or you still rocking an antenna to pick up over-the-air broadcasts. You can plug that into here, and you can record whatever's coming in off that signal onto either a tape or a disc. But this right here is only going to send that same signal back out to your TV. Basically, it's just like you're getting the signal in there to capture it. So when you are looking at your TV with this output connected and that source selected, and you put a tape in or a DVD, it's just going to look like nothing happened. Because there's no... It's literally just taking this signal and throwing it back out on that. And the only reason these are here is so that you can record that programming to either the tape or the disc in the player, which is... I don't know. To me, that's the weirdest part about this. Is like, couldn't you have just routed the players over to also output through that? I don't know. But anyway, it's important to know that. Now, so I did go through that you get the HDMI cord and the DVDs. Of course, we also have the original remote here with brand new batteries inside. It's important. There's a lot of things on this that you just really couldn't do without the remote. As far as the physical condition of it, I'm going to say it is in very good condition. It has a few little scratches and marks on the top, but really nothing I would even call moderate. Definitely nothing major. So, yeah, overall, nice little unit from 2009. And I believe that is all I have to say about it. Thanks for looking.